Hey guys, I'm Jeff on Tractorless Vineyard and also Tractorless Regenerative Consulting now. I've been talking a bit about weeds fairly regularly and that we don't believe in them and that they're nature's natural balances. So I thought today I'll talk about something a little bit different, and we're going to talk about natural sequence farming, and it's the idea of looking at your landscape and creating a farm around trying to re-establish the natural systems. And I'm just actually driving down the road, and this is one of our neighbours' blocks, and you can kind of see here, I'll see if we can stand up, that's a bit better. It looks like, see all this sedgy stuff coming up here? This is forming a bit of a natural wetland. And what happens on these natural wetlands is they're actually where all the nutrient catches for this whole landscape. So you'll see on both sides, we're in a little bit of a valley. You've got the trees on the both sides. See if you can see up there, and the valley comes down. So what happens is our nutrients slowly flow down into these wetlands. Now Australia is a wetland sort of farming condition, and we forget about this, and we put all these drains in and we put all these dams in, and a lot of that means that all our nutrient is flowing out of our soil and it's leaving our properties. So these wetlands are fantastic because this is where all the nutrient gets caught. And when we're looking at our natural sequences, we somehow have to work out how to get the nutrients from down the bottom here back up to the top of the hills. And traditionally what would happen is the bird life does that. So the bird life will be down here in these wetland areas, and then they'll be flying back up the hills there, and they'll be dropping their feces and things up the hills, and that's how we're cycling those nutrients through. So one of the great agriculturalists, I guess, of Australia, Peter Andrews, came up with this idea of how we're going to cycle it. And so what we do on a lot of these properties, we would actually look at putting in some sort of pump system so we can slowly cycle the water from down here back up there and trying to get those nutrients cycling through. But on our vineyards and on our biodynamic stuff that we do, where we're trying to be a lot more natural, this will become a perfect example of where we'd probably try and play around with some different species. Maybe we'd bring down, some ducks to graze in this spot for, a day or two before bringing them up into the top higher areas of the farm, and trying to do the same process but a little bit more naturally. Anyway guys, that's one of the many things we do here at Tractorless Regenerative Ag. We look at your landscape, we look at your soils, we look at your plants, definitely not weeds, we don't believe in weeds, and we try and create a real natural system that you work with on your farm.